I am starting this December series, brand new series, and we're going to be doing shadow work. If you see that the live session that I've announced for the next 7 or 8 sessions is all going to be shadow work. And if you're interested in that, I ask that you please go ahead and subscribe to or go ahead and hit the join button on all of those things. That way you will be reminded when the time comes up. Another way to get reminded is if you go ahead and join my circle on this app, Meditate with Jay, then every session, an hour before, you will get notified. And also, like I said, all of these sessions are being recorded and they will be posted Wednesday night, get posted on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/jchodagam. So there's over 115 episodes there. And then the Sunday mornings, 9 a.m. Sunday Pacific time, they get posted on my Insight Timer channel, Insight Timer/jchodagam. And I'm assuming that you are familiar with my channel, probably found me there. If not, I ask that you please go ahead and follow. That way you get notifications whenever I post the new links. Again, all of these things will be available in my newsletter, those of you who subscribe. Some of you are part of my really close WhatsApp group. And then there is the circle, Meditate with Jay. One way or the other, you get notified if you're part of these networks. Now, somebody's asking, what is shadow work? We're going to talk about that in a second. But before I get into the matters of the heart, the agenda for any of my sessions is as follows. The first few minutes, we'll just get to know each other, just an introduction, followed by a breathwork series. I always do Pranayama, ancient Indian wisdom around breathwork. We prepare the brain by using breath as an anchor to bring us into that state of calmness, making us get into a state of peace so that our mind opens up and our heart opens up such that we can pour the nectar and we allow that amrit or the nectar to flow into the core of our being so we can experience a transformation at the end of this session. So when I guide you through the meditation exercise, after that, I will have you set an intention, share with us what you're feeling, and then we will open it up for Q&A. And there, I will look at your chat, look at the comments and questions, and just be aware that until the time I say that I'm opening it for Q&A, I will not be looking at the comments in the chat. So even if you think you posted something, I ask that you please go ahead and save that till when I open it up for Q&A. And you can go ahead and share whatever's that you want me to ask and have me clarify, expand on, etc. How does this sound for an agenda? Good? All right. So in preparation for pranayama today, I ask that you go ahead and put both your palms just below your rib cage on your belly. Both your palms, the middle finger should almost be touching, but not quite, maybe a couple of inches apart, and all of the fingers pointing towards each other, but not really touching the fingers on the other hand. And allowing yourself to drop into this deep belly breathing as you expand the abdomen. Allowing the air to go deep into the abdomen as you inhale, and there should be a vertical there should be a movement which is where your palms are opening up forward and back and not up and down. This is the right way to breathe, the belly breathing. It is when your abdomen is expanding forwards and backwards. Versus, if you're doing it wrong, you'll be seeing that your chest will be opening up more than your abdomen. That is shallow breathing that actually activates your sympathetic nervous system, which is your stress response or fight and flight part of your autonomic nervous system. We don't want that. What we're here to do is to do deep belly breathing that activates our parasympathetic nervous system, which is responsible for our rest and digest part of our autonomic nervous system. Every day, human beings on an average take about 24,000 breaths. And if you do this right, it helps you to relax, it helps you to rejuvenate. If you do this wrong, it causes you stress. It actually has a direct implication on your pain in your body. Because the rib cage, the spine, your abdomen and your breath are all connected. So if you're not using your diaphragm, which is your core muscles, for your breathing, like you're doing right now, deep, you end up breathing in a way that actually changes your posture that is not most ergonomic for your body. And over time, you keep breathing like this. Imagine 24,000 breaths. When done inappropriately, it leads to pain in the body. So a simple way to calibrate, to make sure that you're doing this right, is as you're putting your palms on your belly, are they rising outwards, floating out versus going up and down? Breathing in through the nostrils for a count of 5. Then exhaling for a count of 5 through the nostrils. Even breathing Samavritti Pranayama, 5 in and 5 out. Now, there's a great deal of power when you retain your breath. So at the end of the exhale, in your next out breath, I want you to hold at the end of the exhale for a count of 3. 5 in, 5 out, hold for 3. Now inhale, exhale, and hold. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Inhale, exhale, and hold. Now you got the rhythm of this. Let this continue for a few more. Now question is, where is your mind? Where is your attention? As you allow this 5 in, 5 out, 3 hold, can you bring your awareness to the seat of consciousness, the region of the third eye? Observing this flow of air in and out of the body from this vantage point of the control center. Let your attention be on awareness focused on the flow of air, nothing else. Should your mind wander, gently bring it back, telling yourself that that distraction is important, that whatever needs to be done, we'll take care of it later, but for now, for the next few minutes, I want to keep my train of thought on the present, on this breath right now. Now see if you can lengthen the exhale longer than the inhale. So we keep the inhale at 5. Extend the exhale for a count of 8. And still keep that hold for a count of 3. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 8. And hold for 3. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 8. And hold for 3. Inhale. This time the exhale, I want you to do it out of your mouth. And hold for 3. Inhale for 5 through the nostrils. Exhale through the mouth. And hold for 3. Inhale for 5. Exhale for 8. And hold for 3. Now after this next inhale, we will release the air with an Om chant together. Two more rounds. Last round. With your eyes closed, I want you to just drop into this experience inside your body. And just taking stock of how you feel this moment. Noticing any sensations that may be felt anywhere between the top of the head, down through your abdomen, through your core channel, all the way down to the feet. Just 15 minutes of breath work can reoxygenate, rebalance your body, harmonizing the left and the right hemispheres, the masculine and the feminine, calming your brain, preparing it for deep exploration. This is like breakfast for the lungs. For all those times that you've deprived your body of the much needed prana because of holding, being distracted, being surprised, shocked, multitasking, whatever the reason may be for you to have deprived this nice deep flow of air, the influx of prana that's all around you, in you, and expressing as you. And this is a way to make up for those lost, deprived moments. Now, with your eyes closed, I'm going to switch into the matters of the heart. As we begin our series on the shadow work, I want you to know that spiritual circles have a tendency to myopically focus on love, light, the miracles, as if our human darkness and the discomfort that rides shotgun with it is something we can avoid if only we can scare away the dark with enough crystals, sparkly new spiritual practices, transcendent meditations, chakra clearing, affirmations, and positive psychology. But what if you don't have to be afraid of your darkness? What if, as bringing your shadow out of the dark edgily suggests exploring such darkness provides a true and absolutely foundational path to authentic illumination? What if some of us even bloom in the dark? Many of us are afraid of what we might uncover if we dare to dive into those dark spaces. After all, what monsters might be hiding under the bed of our psyches? If it's true, what mystics say, that we are all interconnected in oneness, what does that mean? We could all have a murderer or a rapist or a cheat or a liar or a greedy materialist or a manipulative sex bot or a self-centered narcissist inside us. We wonder, how will I navigate life if I find that I am not as righteous, as pure, as innocent, or certain of my integrity as I once thought I was? What will happen if I get flooded by all of this darkness? Will I get lost down the rabbit hole and never come back up to see the light? If you've done even a smidgen of shadow work, you know that what we find when we go into spelunking into those dark recesses of our inner world can evoke considerable discomfort and pain. As the veils of denial peel away, we see with even clearer vision how we have unwittingly harmed ourselves, and even more agonizingly, those we love. To courageously lean into this much discomfort requires a significant capacity for self-compassion. Self-compassion and shame resilience. To willingly face and embrace the pain without devolving into masochism requires exquisite gentleness, even a sense of humor, as we realize that we are all flawed, that the fantasy of human perfections is only an illusion, that even those we project sainthood upon reveal evidence of shadow if we get close enough. Rather than tumbling into disillusionment and disappointment when we witness shadow in others or spiraling into shame and contraction when we come face to face with our own, why not welcome it? Welcome the reality of our flawed human nature with compassion, amusement, and curiosity. Leaning into how adorable we are as humans, feeling a healing in our shadow, our shared shadows, rather than settling for attacking ourselves or others, for our inevitable human imperfections. It can feel excruciating to face up to the unspeakable parts inside of us, the selfish parts, the abusive parts, the bullying parts, the disempowered parts, the addictive parts, the weakened child parts, the sexual predator parts, even the sociopathic or suicidal parts. To end the cycle of projecting our shame outwards, to come into right relationship with seeing what we can barely bear, to see in ourselves takes and brings forth heroic levels of courage. Get ready to brave the wiles of your own darkness so intimately, meeting your own blind spots with love and presence that reveals, heals, and transforms. If you feel ready, enter gently at your own pace into this exploration of all the crevices where our shadows can hide. These crevices where our conditioning, our fears, our relationship to danger, our anger, our shame, grief, narcissism, addictions, sexuality, spirituality, our fear of death, our resistance, our willingness to be honest and transparent in how we relate to evil. It may feel daunting to embark upon the journey. Most of us resist plunging headlong into what is certain to be a painful self-discovery. But when you do, when you make this attempt with courage, I can reassure you from personal experience that the reward of no longer turning away from your pain, but instead leaning into it, are worth every cringe. Although there is no there, no end to the lifetime practice of spelunking cavernous places inside our own unique inner worlds, there is a loosening that begins to open you to expand its states of joy, to unconditional love, and the kind of radical compassion that makes you capable of offering such gifts of love and care to others. When you know you can handle even the most agonizing pain, when nothing is off limits or out of reach from the love of your own essential self, when your trauma bubbles have been pierced and deflated, when the resistance to seeing what needs to be seen and healed falls away, your heart blows open. And this heart opening translates into unspeakable joy, an unimaginable depth of intimacy in relationships with yourself and with others, and most importantly with the divine. You'll feel a renewed sense of purpose, heightened creativity, optimal health, sexual awakening, a loosening of mental contractures that leads to open-minded intellectual curiosity, and the willingness to not have to know, and the capacity to experience a childlike yet awakened sense of awe, wonder, and playfulness as you engage vitally with synchronicity, magic, and the mysteries of life itself. Your mission, if you choose to accept it, is to wrap yourself in a warm blanket, pour yourself a cup of tea, and comfort and compassionate hold any parts of yourself that feel afraid. Compassionately hold any part of you that might be afraid of what you might find as you move forward. Give yourself a sweet, nourishing bear hug, promising your resistant parts that you will only go as fast as the slowest parts feel free to go, and reassuring yourself that all that will be revealed is welcomed. And engulf it in a waterfall of so much love that healing is destined to happen. As you proceed, you will be richly rewarded with more freedom to fluidly navigate the space between the dark and the light. Could this be the enlightenment you're seeking? Our shadow is our internal storehouse for anything in us that we have disowned or rejected. Anything that we are keeping in the dark. Things such as anger, shame, empathy, grief, vulnerability, and unresolved wounding. All of us have our own shadows, which are packed with our own unique assembly of those aspects of ourselves we've learned to keep out of sight. A collection of accumulated stuff over the course of a lifetime. And we've learned for survival reasons to deny or bury our deeper pain and our core wounding. All too many of us struggle mightily to keep these matters locked away, assuming that if we do, we'd be safe, loved, and accepted, only to have them burst forth in dramatic, often upsetting ways to rule our lives, to rule us as invisible undercurrents. When our shadow is running the show, the result is often discord with others and within ourselves, with suffering and unhappiness all around, regardless of our good time. Everyone has a shadow, but not everyone knows their shadow. And the degree to which we don't know our shadow is the degree to which it influences, controls, and runs us. But when we turn towards our shadow, when we explore and work with what we find there, we start to break free from those hidden forces that have been secretly controlling, driving, and binding us. Our shadow will continue impacting all that we do until we cease distracting ourselves from it. All that's needed initially is curiosity and a willingness to look in ourselves where we may not have looked before. But make no mistake, edging into our own darkness, our unexplored territories, is an act of courage. And it requires vulnerability. It's a truly vulnerable undertaking. And when you take on this act of courage, the reward is freedom. Freedom from our conditioning, our programming, a strongly enhanced capacity for intimacy and healthy relationships, a fuller, more grounded and awakened sense of wholeness, an ability to make much better use of difficult conditions, more vitality, and a deepened capacity for skillful activism. ask that you please bring your palms together in prayer position at your heart center. Let's take a moment of gratitude for everyone and everything that made this moment possible. But the wisdom that might have sparked something, ignited, opened up, or even expanded slightly some understanding of myself. And I want you to go ahead and rub your palms against each other briskly, igniting the chi. The palms are an energy vortex, and as you rub them, you're kindling the prana. And when you feel a nice warm ball of energy, I want you to go and apply that one eye with one palm, cupping them. And this way you're blessing yourself, allowing the chi to percolate through your body, all the way from the top of the head down to the feet. And blessing yourself that day. May there be courage in my mind, clarity in my eyes to see past the cloud of illusions, and compassion in my heart to hold all parts of me, the good and not so good, the pretty and the ugly. And may health in my body such that I can use this as an instrument to express my purpose, my deepest intentions in this drama that we call life. Take your palms and put them facing outwards. And let us envision the beautiful planet Earth. This beautiful ball of blue, white, green, and brown, rotating ever so gently. And let's send a blessing to the planet and all inhabitants, all species, the entire ecosystem. And may there be love that reigns supreme. May there be compassion between all beings on this planet. And may peace reign in our minds and our bodies. And bring our palms back together in prayer position at our heart center. And acknowledge for yourself, how do you feel right now? And if you could summarize how you feel right now in one word, what would that be? And I ask that you please share that one word in the comments. Share that word so that we may all know how you're feeling right now. At peace, enlightened, light, relaxed, grateful, better, small, serene, enlightened, calm, grateful, aware of my body, more grateful, hope, excited, fragile, tingly, grateful, satisfied, content, questioning, confused. And that's important that you recognize everything, whatever it is unfolding. It's important to know it, to feel it, to recognize it. Quiet, light, free, curious, sleepy, encouraged. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Fantastic. Good. You got a chance to be with yourself and go into those spaces that probably you have not been, or at least been in a long, long time. And having the safe space is part of the role of this circle. This container that we're creating for you to feel it is okay, that you're safe, you're held, there's no judgment. And we open ourselves up to discovering that part of us that we have disowned, such that we bring it out into the light and we give it a chance to heal. Give it a chance to resolve, for it to be addressed. Indeed, the idea is to be exposed, to expose it to ourselves. Really, there's nobody else looking at us except ourselves, and that's important that we do, that we see ourselves for who we are, all parts of us, accept it. It's in that accepting that we overcome. Hiding doesn't get us anywhere. Hiding makes us keep running, and there's always that fear that the shadow will catch up to us, that unknown part of us will come to devour us, and that fear sabotages us from being able to think and act clearly. So, my soul tribe, I ask that you go ahead and hit that donate button. Now's the time for you to express how you can support this work. I have embarked on this journey, leaving my corporate career in the tech world 8 years ago, to take a stand that this is meaningful work and it needs to be shared. It needs to be kindled far and wide, make it accessible in simple terms and language that everybody can understand and can relate to. So if you feel so inspired, that I ask you to make in whatever small way you can donate, whatever big way you can donate, and donate not just for yourselves, but have a big heart to go ahead and share, to support those who are here just to receive. There's some of us here just to receive, and you're very welcome. There's no barrier here. Everybody is welcome. So, go ahead and ask any questions that you might have. I love shadow work and think it is so important. I love doing this with my own clients. You did a great job, Jay. Well, I appreciate it from a fellow light worker, Evelyn. Ginger says, a beat up version of myself showed up. I asked who did that to her, and she said, I did. She wouldn't open up to me because I'm cruel to myself. Towards the end of the meditation, she said, I wasn't ready for her to open up. Then everything went blank. How did I get ready for shadow work? How do I get ready? So I think that's a question you're asking. How to open up to what I hear. It is by taking time to sit with yourself. And that's what we're going to do the next 6 sessions or so. Till the end of this year, I'm going to be focusing about shadow work. I'm going to be focusing on this journey inwards, and I don't expect it to happen the very first time. It might feel like you very beautifully explained, Ginger. It might look very unpleasant. It's something that we've avoided for so long, and what shows up can be quite daunting. And so we're going to make small, gentle, supported forays into that space, into those dark crevices. And we will learn to heal, learn to, first of all, listen to see for what it is, know where it came from, how it felt as we kept avoiding that part of ourselves. And then we're going to start working on that. Beautiful. Okay, what else might you have? Like I said, I didn't see the comments till I finished the meditation. So if you had something that you asked earlier, I just want you to know that it's not showing up on my screen because it can only scroll far back so far. Profound question. Thank you for sharing and asking. All of us need to do this. Thank you for addressing this subject. Yes, thank you, Mom. Mom is joining us from India. She is one of my most regular students, most regular Soul Tribe members that walks with me, and I appreciate that. Thank you for being able to join, even though I know you're traveling. You're in Bangalore today. Anne says, how often do you suggest to do shadow work? Well, it could be anything. It could be as much as every day. It could be multiple times a day. It could be those few times that we meet in a week. Whatever is your capacity. See, that addressed us actually during the meditation. If you notice, however you feel like the slowest part of you, there's this whole, there's a machinery that's moving inwards, that's going in a direction that you're not used to going in. And just take it at your own pace. Let yourself be very sensitive, very gentle. It's like, taking the child. The child is you, and you're taking the child to meet the child that's hidden away inside, that inner child. So be gentle with yourself. Okay. Seems like you all are content. I just want to mention that we do more in-depth work. So this is just me giving a lecture and you all are just, sitting there listening to me. And on the request of some of you, I started something called the Sacred Circle. The Sacred Circle meets every Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Pacific. If you're on the East Coast, it's midday. If you're in the UK, it is, or Europe, it's at about 5 or 6 in the evening. And we meet for 90 minutes to talk about real in-depth work. And that's the series we're going to start now in December. We're going to be focusing on understanding and relating to our dreams. So that's going to be the work that we're going to do. It's much more in-depth than these talks that I do on Wednesdays and Sundays. And it's a cohort-based learning experiment. It's a cohort-based learning exercise in which I propose I will give you all a opening spiritual guidance. I will give you an inspiration. Then we break out into groups depending on the cohort that you feel most aligned with. For example, if you're a single mom, if you're having relationship issues, if you're a healthcare worker, if you're a teacher, if you're a returning war veteran with PTSD, whatever the case may be, we will break out into groups and have discussions with our cohorts, our like-minded kindred spirits who are going through a similar experience. That's a powerful way for you to not just learn from me and the inspiration that you get from me, but also that you have a community that will support you in growing and continuing to keep supporting you as beyond even the confines or even within the duration of these sacred circles. So the sacred circles, the way to find out about that and register for it is on my website, joywithj.com. If you go to that and scroll down on the main page, you will see a section called the Sacred Circle. Click on it. There's a form you need to review and fill out. And is Sacred Circle your group? Sacred Soul is, I don't know about that, but Sacred Circle is is this community that we've been building since October. It's a beautiful group of people, and you'll see there's many of them here as well. It is truly transformational, and it is extremely powerful, especially at this time, to have a soul tribe where you can work with something that you feel most passionate about. You know how you're born with people, you're living with people, you're married to people, you're engaged with people during the course of the day, the week, the year, and at a spiritual level, they are nowhere on the same plane as you. You feel like, you're kind of living out there in the boonies by yourself. And so this is a way to address that. The reason that we created the soul tribe is to create that kinship of people who understand and who can help you as you're healing those issues, whatever that case may be. Yes, Ginger, the Sacred Circle is indeed the group we started in October. So now we're getting to get ready to start the third cohort, which is going to be this Saturday. It's going to be for 3 weeks this month because we have the holidays coming up. I don't want to go into the time of Christmas and family time. So we're going to be doing for the next 3 Saturdays and 90 minutes each. And it's $25 per session. So it's $75 for the series of December, which is super, super affordable. Compared to if you go to my mentoring, it's $200 an hour. So definitely something that we're trying to make it accessible to everybody. Information again on my website, joywithj.com. I feel that deeply when I moved back to Vietnam to reunion with my family now. Indeed, and just not just you, I feel that. All of so many friends of mine reach out and say, Jay, sometimes we go to these birthday parties, we go to these gatherings, like Christmas and so on. And these are the people I grew up with. These are my family. These are my classmates. And yet I don't relate to them. You know why? It's not about your biological proximity to other people, right? It's about your spiritual journey that you've been on and you continue to grow on. It's that lifetime's worth of work. And it's not necessary that those people that you happen to be born with are at the same frequency. So it's so important for you to find your soul tribe. At a time like this, when social distancing and the physical isolation has been unprecedented, we're in one of the most isolating times of our history. And it's so important to find people that you can truly go deep with and truly connect with and consider them to be your soul family. So, it's so confusing and disconcerting. What part, Ruth? Expand on that a little bit more so we have context on that comment you just made. Okay, we've come to the top of the hour. I welcome you all to go ahead and continue this conversation. Like I said, I have a circle on this app. It's called Meditate with Jay. Please go ahead and drop any questions, comments, any clarifications there. We can definitely keep that conversation going. We don't have to wait for the 2 times a week that I come live. And also, if you are looking for one-on-one mentoring, if that's your thing, and if group discussions are not your cup of tea, that's so be it. And I do offer mentoring. You can again go to my website, joywithj.com. You'll see a mentoring page, or you can click on the bottom right corner of the screen here on the live button with my picture in it. That'll pop up a option for you to go and sign up for mentoring one-on-one with me. I feel like I can't connect with anyone anymore that I've known forever. Exactly. That's what we're all talking about, Ruth. So you need to be part of the soul tribe then, the sacred circle that we're talking about just now, the ones that meets every Saturday. Information to that, once again, as a reminder, is joywithj.com, and scroll down to see the sacred circle information. With that, folks, we've come to the top of the hour. I wish you all stay strong until I see you all again. Be happy, be cheerful, and be well.